What is Project 2025? Hey everyone, it's CPA Dan Hodges, and I'm seeing Project 2025 plastered all over everywhere. Everybody's worried about it. Have you actually read it? Because why should we be worried about something we haven't read? But let me give you a brief primer of what Project 2025 could be. First, Project 2025 is a plan developed by a coalition of conservative organizations, and they aim to influence American politics both now and for the next decade. Specifically, it focuses on three main areas: policy development, leadership training, and public engagement. The Biden propaganda machine keeps saying that dirty Trump is involved in Project 2025, but Trump himself has disavowed himself of it and said those people are a little bit wacko. So if you truly want to know what Trump's stated plan is, you could take a look at his website, which we'll link in the description, and his official plan is Agenda 47, as in he's hoping to be the 47th president. On that note, I am a tax expert as a certified public accountant with 30 years of experience dealing with business. Let's just dig a little bit here today into the tax aspects on a proposed basis in this Project 2025. I'm definitely open to discussing what's in the proposed tax section of this proposed Project 2025. But let's remember, this is not law, this is not policy, this is just some proposals that a think tank came up with, some of which could be good, some of which could be wacko. Let's dig into the tax section. I'm only going to cover 4% in this video. Some of it is pretty astounding, and it would turn, the tax system on its head. And some of this, arguably, may not be a bad idea. So if we flip over to Chapter 2022 of Project 2025, here's how it reads. Project 2025 in this section, which is on Department of Treasury, which is basically IRS, is proposing intermediate tax reform. Specifically, is proposing that IRS should work with Congress to simplify the tax code. Second, this proposal proposes breaking the tax system into only two tax rates, 15% for the commoners like you and me, and 30% for the wealthy. Take that for taxing the rich. It does propose eliminating most deductions, most tax credits, and most exclusions. So if you're a big fan of taxing the rich, it's taking away legitimate deductions from people that otherwise might be, empowered to take that. So in a sense, they used to say in tax school, if you take away a legitimate deduction, that is tantamount to a stealth tax increase. Now next, you might be wondering, where's the 15% tax rate and where's the 30% tax rate? Basically, this proposal is establishing a flat tax. Where is that divide? Well, it's where the Social Security wage base taps out. That's known as the OASDI limit, which is essentially $170,000. So under this proposal, if it was passed and if it was effective, 15% all the way up to $170,000. Once you get over $170,000, you're wealthy, so that's 30%. Next thing is proposing is a flat tax for big companies, which would be at 18%. Another thing that it's proposing, and this is a really big thing for the stock market and for retirement plans, and for granny and grandpa, by the way, because that's where their investments are, and that's where their retirement income comes from. It is proposing that capital gains rates and qualified dividends would be taxed at a low, flat tax rate of 15%. And that would be indexed for inflation. Anytime that our legislators think about, tying something to inflation, that halfway makes sense. That way they don't have to go back next year and the next year and the next year and fix broken things from a law passed in the 1980s, which happens all the time with tax law. This system would also allow immediate expensing for capital expenditures. So what does that do? In theory, it encourages businesses to reinvest and reinvest. And this is both big business and family-owned business. So I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. Again, it's not the law, it's not policy, it's a proposal that's been put together. Would you like to know more about what's in here and how it might affect taxes and tax rates and you as taxpayers? If you would, drop your thoughts and comments below. And as always, for tax news you can use, follow me, your favorite CPA, at myfavoritecpa.com.